All right. How's everybody doing tonight? So we're going to be playing Xia, Legends of a Drift System tonight. Hopefully we can contain it within our visible space here. Might have to rejigger the camera at some point because this game tends to sprawl in every sense of the word. It's basically, we're starting off as, I'm playing two-handed solo. And you start off as an unknown space person with aspirations of grandeur, I guess. And your goal is to become space famous by getting 15 fame points, is what we're playing to tonight, which will work you up to the realm of being a dangerous marauder. So the first person to do that wins the game. So, I'll mention rules as we go. The main thing to know before we start is how you get points. We're going to be flying around exploring. You can buy stuff. You can buy goods and sell goods, be a merchant, or you can attack other ships. You get points for killing each other, etc. So, the ways to get points are to get 2 of these exploration tokens. As soon as you do that, you trade them in either for, what is it? It's either a point or, I think it's $2,000. You can complete missions. We'll talk about those once we draw some of those. If you destroy someone else's ship, you get points if it's a level 1, level 2, or level 3 ship. You get 1, 2, or 3 points. If you sell all possible cubes in your hold, you get a point. So these are the goods that we can currently buy if we go to the planets that sell them. And if you sell all of the things that you can sell at a place, and it is at least 2, you get a point. You get a point for upgrading your ship. You can just buy a point for $5,000. What else? If you help someone out when they're stranded, you get a point for being kind. Titles will come out. They can give you points. Events can give you points. There's a bunch of ways to get points. The funniest one is you can get a point by being lucky. Every time you roll a natural 20, you get a point. Good job. You did good. So, yeah, $2,000 is what you get for the exploration tokens. So we've got the Easy Tiger, that is this ship here. We've got the Vagabond, that is this ship here. And we each started with $4,000. I have spent it buying each of us a big engine and a GTS upgrade for that engine. So this engine rolls a D12 for movement, and the GTS adds 2 to whatever you roll. So it makes your minimum 3 instead of 1. Which still isn't great, but, you know, it's better. And so the big engine costs $3,000. The GTS mod costs $1,000, and that is what I started each of these guys with. Because we're just going to try to explore some and figure out what we're going to do from there. Each ship has a cargo hold that you have to Tetris stuff into, basically. So, like, the big engine is that shape, and you got to Tetris it into your ship somewhere. So everything that you put in there takes up room. Any room that you have left over, you can hold cargo cubes in. So you got to kind of balance. I guess maybe I'll use one that's not white, make it a little easier to see. So you got to balance how much hardware you load up with versus how much cargo you want to be able to hold. So we're going to have the Easy Tiger go first. His special ability is immediately after rolling any die, you can spend 1 energy and re-roll it. The only caveat there is if you already died, it's too late to re-roll it. So anything that instantly kills you, well, you don't get to re-roll that. So on your turn, basically this, the blue player does everything they want. Then they do some end of turn stuff. Then the red player does all the stuff they want, and they just go back and forth. You have these 4, what are they called? Action markers. I forget what the actual term for them is. But basically, to take a major action on your turn, you take one of these things and you put it on one of your outfits, is what the hardware in your ship is called. And then you do whatever the thing is that you put it on. So this engine, for example, you see the 3 orange spaces on it? That, you can activate this 3 times. And then it's full, and then they come off at the end of your turn. So I could go boom, 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 and move 3 die rolls worth of spaces on the board. You also have energy. You refill energy for free if you're on a planet at the end of your turn. If you run out of energy, you're stranded, which is bad. You don't want that to happen. We'll just talk about other stuff as we go. For the time being, we are just going to start. So this is where the blue player started. There's an exploration token right next to them, so I guess they'll try to pick that up. Step 1, we're going to activate our big old engine. Roll a d12. Rolled a 10, add 2 to it, that's 12. Also, the mod can never go above whatever the natural max is for an outfit, so even if I rolled a 12, I wouldn't get to move 14. Alright, so we're moving 12 spaces. Space number 1 is here. We have crossed over a border. There's a bunch of different color borders in this game, and they all do different stuff. The yellow one is a debris field. And what you do in a debris field is you roll a d20, and if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you just die. I rolled a 15. He's fine. So we get this exploration token. It gives us instantly 1 pink cargo cube. Put that in here. It's also halfway to a victory point. So we've got 11 more spaces. So this is, so that's 1, 2. When you're at an unexplored edge, whoa, are we going? Sorry, I think my video chunked up for a second. Sorry, give me 1 second here. I'm running into some video buffering. Hopefully I'm not sure what's going on here. Can't tell if we're if the stream is actually going all right or not. Anybody out there, are we streaming all right? Is it hanging on your end? Just let me know. I'm gonna keep going because it seems to have resolved itself. Any y'all out there ever played Zaya before? It's kind of like Merchants and Marauders, but in space. Not sure what's going on with the stream buffering like that. If it gets bad on y'all's end, just let me know. We're just gonna keep rolling for the time being. All right, so we got on 1, 2. We're at an unexplored edge, so we can either stop our movement and take the scan action, which lets you draw a tile and place it there, but it kills the rest of your movement and you have to use another action to move, right? Or you can take a minor action and blind jump and just move in there and then put a tile there and see what you blind jumped into. Possibly the middle of a star or, other bad stuff. So we're just going to blind jump. It'll be fine. So I'm going to flip this tile up, and then you arrange, there's little markers along the edge which tell you how to line it up. So we moved right there. And we need an exploration token here. There's also a mission spot here. You can go there to get missions. There's also a salvage spot here where you can go there and roll a d20. And if you roll a 1, 2, 3, or 3, you die. If you roll anything else, you get free cargo, which is pretty nice. As long as you don't wake up an ancient crashed battleship's AI or something and it kills you. Stuff happens sometimes in space. So we've gone 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to go there. So we crossed a mission spot. When you do that, you draw 3 mission cards, and then at the end of your turn, you look at them and see if you want to keep any of them. Hey, Sewer Dog, welcome in. How are you doing? We're having some stream latency or lag or something earlier. Let me know if it looks all right on your end. But how you doing tonight? Playing some Zaya. Be space jerks to each other. So we have we need to roll another d20, and we rolled a 13, so we're fine. We have dodged the debris. All right, so we found this gives you instantly +5 more movement points. We also have 2 exploration markers now, which we can instantly turn in for a victory point. Excuse me. Or $2,000. We're gonna get $2,000. Sewer Dog, it does have an actual solo mode. I'm just playing two-handed solo versus myself. That's generally how I like to play stuff like this solo. Instead of dealing with, fiddly AI stuff, All right, so we have moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 1 more movement plus 5 more from the exploration token. We've got 6 more movement points. So we're going to go 1, blind jump again. How's that? Like that. We draw 3 more missions. We got 5 more movement points, but this time we jumped into a nebula. So we need to roll a d20. And if we roll a 1 through 10, we lose that much energy in the nebula. We rolled a 19, so we're totally fine. And we've got 5 more movement points. We can come here and try to harvest the nebula, but it's 50-50 odds, and that's a little dicey. So we got 5 more movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We pick up another exploration token. This one is a what do they call them? I think it's a Captain in Jeopardy mission. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly. Captain in Need. Draw the top mission card and read the deliver to mission point. All right, so to complete this mission, we would need to fly adjacent to the other player or an NPC in a 2-player game. And then drop this guy off on their ship. If we successfully do that, we get 1 victory point and $1,000. I mean, that's actually not too bad. We might keep that one. Because I should be able to just fly over here and drop him off. So, you've only got room for one active mission. So, like, when I look at all these, I don't honestly remember if you can discard an active mission or not, or if you have to complete it. I'll check that in a minute. So, right now, we're on a harvest spot. So, we're going to try to harvest some pink cargo, because we've already got 1 pink cargo, and you can sell pink cargo right here. So, if we can get a couple of free ones, fly over there, we can drop off that captain in need here, and we can sell those pink ones there. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. We need to roll anything higher than a 10. We rolled a 3, which is not higher than a 10. 1, 2, 3. We lose 3 energy. You can do this as many times as you want. The trick being, if you run out of energy or stranded, the only thing you can use then is your impulse, which for these 2 starting ships is 3. So you can only move 3 spaces, which is bad, but we're going to try it anyway. We rolled an 18, which is totally fine. We get a free pink cargo cube. We're going to be greedy and try for another one? I mean, I kind of feel like we should. I rolled a 10, which is the worst possible one. But thankfully, I do have the Easy Tiger's ability to spend an energy and instantly reroll that. You can only do that once a turn. So I need to not lose 4 energy here. 16, that's what we're looking for. My natural tendency is to get greedy and try it again, but I think 3's probably good. TBH. So, having a pretty good first turn here so far. We're going to use our second action marker and activate our engine again. We rolled an 8, so we get 10 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to use our impulse to move 1 next to this guy, which lets us complete this transport mission. To deliver a captain in need to this guy. So we did the thing. In doing the thing, we get $1,000 and 1 victory point. $1,000 and blue's on the board. And since we crossed this pink space, the first time someone crosses that, we draw an event card. Seedy Discount. So cheap, it's almost criminal. While this card is in play, Tier 2 and 3 ships now cost less if bought on an outlaw planet. However, ships purchased using this discount start with a bounty on them. This card does not leave play. So, we can buy cheaper ships if we don't mind having the cops come after us. Yeah. I mean, we haven't discovered any outlaw planets yet anyway, so that's a problem for future us. Okay, so now we're going to use one more marker. We get 8 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We pick up another exploration marker. We get a free blue good. We have 2 exploration markers. Turn those in for $2,000. And We are on this space on Kemplar 2, which says sell pink goods for $1,000 a piece. So we have 3 pink goods. We're going to sell them for 3,000 bucks. Since we sold all of the pink goods, since we sold everything we could here, and it was 2 or more, we also get a victory point. We were space scum. Now we're an asteroid worm. And I've got 8,000 bucks, which is not bad for a first turn here. So I think we're going to call it there for his turn. So that's the end of the action phase. Now, if we're on a planet or docked in the kiln, which is this space station right here, we take a business phase, which means we recharge our energy for free. We can pay to repair damage. We have not been damaged. We can buy and sell outfits. We can rearrange freely stuff in our ship. We can buy a new ship. We can buy a point for 5,000 bucks. So, I think he's going to end turn 1 by buying a level 2 ship. Because the faster you get ships in this, the better. They all have like crazy powers and stuff. So, let's see. It's a whole deck of special powers. And you keep your level 1 special power. Oh, speaking of which, this refreshes after it saved our butts in that nebula. Okay, so let's take a look through the level 2 ships. I like this one. When you would take damage, reduce the damage by 1 or reduce it by 3 instead if it is combat damage. I mean, that's always nice. Make an attack action on another player's turn. While you're an outlaw, you may use lawful planetary entrances. That's not bad. But I think we're going to take the Lone Drifter. Yep, I think we're going to take the Lone Drifter. Which says, after you take the buy action, move up to 3 spaces. After you take the sell action, move up to 3 spaces. If the sell generated cargo that was in demand, move up to 6 spaces instead. So I think the blue player is going to try to be a space trader. So all this that costs us 5,000 bucks and gets us a point. We'll deal with that in a second. I forgot also, we sold 3 pink goods and we have to deal with the economy board here. So when you sell pink goods, like if I went somewhere to buy pink goods, I could only buy these 4. That's all that's available in the galactic market, basically. When I sell pink goods, it generates the next one in clockwise order. So we have generated 3 orange goods. And if this orange one was empty, you would put 1,000 bucks there, and that means there's a demand for that good. So if you generate that good, you get the $1,000 because you generated it when there was a demand. So, we're taking the Lone Drifter. Turn 1 went extremely well for the blue player. Bye-bye, Easy Tiger. We hardly knew ya. Hello, Lone Drifter. 11 energy instead of 8. Only 2 impulse power. That's less good, but you know, it's much bigger. And we get a cool new mini for it, so let me find that. boom, boom, boom. So, this was the Easy Tiger. See if I can get a close-up view here. I don't know how it's going to focus. But now we're upgrading to the Lone Drifter. Change out our little player color thing. Hang out right there. Put this stuff back in here. And since we hit 3 on the score track, we get a title that comes out. And this title is Destroyer. Destroy 2 enemy ships in 1 turn. If you do that, you get 3, you become known as the Destroyer. You get 3 points, and it gives you a special power, which is immediately after rolling an attack, you may re-roll one of your dice. Which, I mean, that seems alright. Killing 2 guys on 1 turn is tricky, though. So he's got $3,000 more dollars. The question is, does he want to buy more stuff for his ship? So there's all kinds of stuff you can buy. There's a bunch of different weapons and shields and stuff. So like you can get this and it's a cargo pod and it hangs off the side of your ship. Or you can get a shield. Anytime you take damage, you roll a die to mitigate some of the damage, etc. I think we're gonna spend $3,000. Buy a cargo pod, buy a shield. They each cost $1,000. We're also gonna spend $1,000 to buy an Enviro shield, which covers up one of the activation spots on this shield. But if we are taking non-combat damage, you can activate that specific spot and automatically get the max value. So he's going to be exploring around trying to find cargo and stuff, and I feel like that's going to be helpful for him. So that's the end of the business phase. Now the status phase happens. We would freeze if we had ice damage. We haven't run into that yet. We'll talk about it whenever we do. This is when you would claim fame, which I think means score points for stuff. I don't know. We're just doing that as we go. This is theoretically when you should draw these titles. Did that a little early. We arm our markers. We already did that. And update this economy board with demand and stuff. So his turn's done. Now we're going to take a turn for the Enforcer, which is this NPC that he also controls. Controls just means he goes after this player goes. So this is the Enforcer. It hunts down people with bounties, basically. Space cops. There's also an outlaw and a merchant, or a scoundrel and a merchant. Whenever we find their home planets, they'll show up on the board. If you attack him, he comes after you. Otherwise, he targets the closest outlaw player up to 1 sector away. So you would have to be pretty close to him. If none of those things are true, then he moves 6 spaces towards... where'd it go? 6 spaces towards the most distant lawful planet. Currently, there's only 1 lawful planet, so he just hangs out. And that's it for an eventful first turn. If you give me 1 second, gotta run to the restroom. But I will be right back. All right. Sorry about the wait there. Okay. Oh yeah, gotta get that nugget. Oh, Sewer Dog also. Just for your edification, I was watching that the VOD back on the FAM game from a couple days ago, and I shorted myself 50 points at the end by failing to place a 50 when I lapped the score track the last time. So I actually got 283. So I was right in line with what I got the first time. Is this excuse me. Is this making sense so far? If you got any questions, feel free to let me know. Yeah, so we're playing to 15 points. If you get 15 points, you win. That's it. There's a list of ways to get points. I'll run down it for you real quick. Whenever you have 2 exploration tokens, they look like this. You can trade them in for a point. When you complete a mission, you get a point. When you destroy someone else's ship, you get points. When you sell at least 2 cargo goods, you get points. When you buy a new ship, you get a point. You can just straight buy victory points for $5,000. You cannot win the game by buying your final victory point, though. If you claim one of these titles or sometimes events, those will give you points. Or you can get relics for points. Relics have not shown up yet, but basically anything that you do, there are points at the end of it. So you kind of want to opportunistically figure out the best thing to do turn to turn to try to score points, because it's just a race to 15. All right, so the red player looks at the blue player and says, "That was a good turn. Let's see what the red player can do." So the red player's power is the Vagabond, which is when you take the blind jump or scan action to place new tiles, you get to choose the orientation of the new tile. So I think he is just going to go off and explore stuff. All right, so activate his engine, roll a d12. He rolled a 12. You would add 2, but it can't go above 12. So that's 1. Let's see what he jumps into. All right, he has jumped into the Tigress Gate. Whoop. There are, I think, 4 gate tiles on the board, or theoretically possible to be on the board. You can warp between them. The Tigress Gate is damaged, which is when you move into it and go through it, you roll a d20 and it warps you to the spawn point the closest spawn point to whatever you roll. Yeah, it's basically an adventure game. It's kind of like what's it called? Like Elite Dangerous. If you're familiar with that video game, it's kind of like those. Which is, there's a big galaxy. You just go do whatever you want in it, basically. All right, so we have moved 1 space. We'll go 2, and we'll use the gate because the first person to jump through the gate gets a point. So for 3, roll a d20. We rolled a 15. 16's on the board, so we warp over there, and we get ourselves a point. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we found the ruins of Drell Moth, which is a dead world. We've got 7 more movement also. Before I start explaining how dead worlds work. Dead worlds are where you can get relics, which give you points. Dead worlds do not... Yeah, I always wanted to play Elite Dangerous, but it certainly looked like more than I was ever gonna actually jump into. I do really want to get what is it, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, I think it's called. That one looks really fun. Once I see that on sale, I'm gonna pick that up. Because I bought a flight stick to play Star Wars Squadrons with, and that one also looks really fun. Okay, so Dead Worlds. First off, you can't take a business phase on a Dead World, so you can't like buy ships and etc. You can try to scavenge relics there, which we're gonna do, I guess. Well, how it works is you go to this space, you roll a d20, a 1 through a 10 gives you that much ice damage. Anything above that, you just get a relic. And then you take the relics back to the kiln, which is a space station in the middle, and they give you victory points or a ton of money or all kinds of stuff. So I think he's just going to keep exploring because he's got a ton more movement points. Some number more. He's got... hold on. I just said and then I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 7 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He picks up this exploration token. It would give him free energy, but his energy is already maxed out. We draw a tile. All right, so this tile is an anomaly, which we'll talk about in a second. It's also got an outlaw planet in the middle of it, but it's not the outlaw planet that the scoundrel lives on. Thank you, Sewer Dog. So the way anomalies work, they've got these paths on them, and if you land on that path, you roll generally a d6, and it forces you that many spaces along that path. So it just throws off your movement, basically. So, where do we want to... I think we're going to put that like that, because we're right there. So we roll a d6 and get pushed back there, which is fine. So we were there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, we found a totally empty sector. That's exciting. So we'll move one more. He got less cool stuff from his first move than the blue player did, but he's got more movements. That was just his first roll of the movement die, so he's just going to keep on trucking. Space trucking, if you will. 8 movement points. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so he has found another one of the gates. You cannot travel between the Tigress Gate and the functioning gates, but as soon as 2 functioning gates exist, the first person to jump between the 2 gates gets a point. So he's used 2. I think he's got 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exploration token there. So 1 more, puts him there, try to pick up this exploration token. He's gone into an asteroid field now. So we roll a d20. 1 through 10, you take that much damage. 11 through 20, you dodge all the asteroids. He rolled a 4, so he takes 4 damage. And the way that damage works in this game is it goes on spots in your ship just like cargo and just like outfits and stuff. If all the spaces on your ship are full of damage, then you explode. You respawn the next turn. There's some minor penalties. Basically, you drop all your stuff. 2, 3, 6. He has drawn a bunch of mission cards also. You can heal damage at a planet during the business phase by paying some amount of money. Also, if you place damage on an outfit, for each damage that is on that outfit, you subtract that many from all die rolls for that outfit. So he picks up this exploration token, gives him 5 more movement points, and he trades in these 2 exploration tokens for $2,000. And 5 more movement points. I guess it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to keep the board within the visible space here. But luck is not on his side, because he jumped into the middle of a star. So, he did. Rip the vagabond. Alright, so what happens when you die is you discard all of your drawn missions. What else? I've got a list here somewhere. You respawn at the beginning of your next turn with a set amount of damage, depending on the tier of your ship. So a tier 1 ship respawns with 1 damage. You would lose any of your bounties that you had or any of that stuff. So he's going to respawn with 1 damage on him. And that's what happens when you blind jump a bunch, I guess. So it's going to come back to the blue player now. And he says, maybe I'll try to not fly into the middle of a star. Seems like a good plan. I think he's going to try to go... Actually, maybe he's going to try to go get some relics, because there are relics right here, and relics are fun. He can hold 2 relics. I guess if I rearrange this stuff, maybe he could hold more relics. Yeah, there we go. He can hold 3 relics. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, jumping into the middle of the Zaya star is kind of the classic move in this game. Alright, so step 1, we're going to activate our engine. 7 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also, each planet is surrounded by a blue shield like this. You can try to go through it, but you have to roll a die, and you can bounce off of it or get bounties if bad stuff happens, basically. Alright, gonna move again. Roll a 12. Before doing any of this, he should have looked at these 6 missions at the end of his last turn. So let me look at those real quick. Fly to a nebula. Fly to Tig. Tig doesn't exist on the board yet. Fly to an anomaly. I mean, we're right near an anomaly, but it's going to be hard to get in there. Fly to an ice asteroid. Also, the red missions are outlaw missions. They're generally like go kill somebody, and they give you a bounty when you complete them. Ice asteroid. Right, that doesn't exist. Nebula. He's going to keep this transport one because it wants him to go to this space. Actually, no, he's not going to keep any of these because he'll get a bounty if he goes in there, and he doesn't want to get a bounty. He wants to be a cool space merchant. So, he rolled a 12. He moved here. He's going to try to salvage some of these relics. So he rolls a d20. 1 through 10 does ice damage. He rolled a 1. I think he can take 1 ice damage. Surely he can take 1 ice damage. What could go wrong? Right. So, roll again. This time we rolled an 8, which is less good. He's going to use 1 energy to activate the Easy Tiger ability and re-roll that 8. He rolled a 19 that time, which is totally fine. Gets him a relic. You don't get to find out what it gives you until, until you come here to the kiln to sift the relic, I think they call it. So he's going to go again. Why not? He rolled a 19. No problem. And what do you say? One more time? He's got room for 1 more relic. All right, well, he rolled a 9 that time, which is significantly less good. So the first thing he's going to do is activate his Enviro Shield, which blocks 6 of that damage. So he's going to take 3 ice damage, which is going to go there, there, and there. So the way ice damage works is at the end of your turn, if you're not on a planet or docked at the kiln, ice spreads to each adjacent space. So it gets really bad really, really fast. But if you are... oh, hold on. Sorry. Cargo pods can't hold damage. I forgot. So that's got to go there. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, we'll put this here and that there. Okay. Right. Cargo holds can only hold cargo. Only the one space that is actually inside your ship can hold damage. And if that space gets damaged, all the cargo that's in there gets dropped. So, right. So ice damage, it just melts if you dock somewhere. So you just don't want to get stuck in space with a bunch of ice on you. So, seems like a good time to try to get the heck out of Dodge. We've got 1 more action marker, and we need to make it here. So we need to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get +2 to our roll. We also have an impulse of 2, so hopefully we can get there. We rolled a 12. Well, an 11 + 2. So we dock at the kiln, which is this little space over here. When you dock there, you roll a d6, and it moves around its little orbit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to do stuff. Business phase. Recharge energy. Boop. Repair damage. We don't have any damage that's not ice. Buy and sell outfits. Oh, hold on. Sorry, we have to... Where is it? Sift. That's what we need to do. We need to do these before we do the business phase. So we're going to turn in our 2 relics. And they're going to get us either $5,000 and 2 orange cubes, or 2 victory points. So he's trying to save up for a tier 3 ship now. Tier 3 ships cost $8 grand. So I think he's going to take the 5 and 2 orange cubes, even though there are not currently any places on the board to sell orange cubes. That's fine, because the 5 grand is what he really wants. So yeah, the only place that we've discovered so far as selling stuff is right here. And they They buy pink. So these go away. Now we do the business phase. I don't know that he wants... Actually, he might buy... He's going to spend $1,000 and buy... Where are they? He's going to buy a shield or armor plating. That's what it is. Which is the other side of the cargo pod. But this one, the only thing it can hold is damage, but it just gives you 3 more hit points, basically. Because he seems like he's going to be living dangerously. I mean, everyone lives dangerously in this game. Okay. Can't buy a new ship. Don't want to do any other stuff. So, the first thing that happens in the status phase is all this ice melts. Thanks, but no thanks, ice. He doesn't have any points to claim. Draw titles and events. We don't have to do any of that. Refresh demand. Arm markers. So, that's the end of his turn. The Enforcer would do something, but there's still no outlaws on the board, and there's still not another lawful planet, so instead, he just hangs out. So, now it comes to the Vagabond's turn. He's going to respawn on the board. What you do there is you roll a d20, roll a 4, you find the closest numbered spawn point to that on the board, and they spawn there. So he's going to spawn on number 2 right here. Boink. And he needs to make some good stuff happen here. But his whole thing currently is just exploring and trying to get exploration tokens and fill out the map. So he's just going to keep doing that, I think. So, 10 movement points. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Alright, so he found a black hole. That's fine. So, he's on the gravity path of a black hole. So we roll a d12, right? D12. And move that many spaces along it. 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you hit here, you roll a d6, and if you get sucked into the middle, you die. So, but he can get the heck out of Dodge currently. I'm going to rearrange a little bit of this, give ourselves a little bit more room up top. Put these down here. How are you guys enjoying the look of the game so far? I think it's a lot of fun, personally. I mean, you know, it's just a bunch of rolling dice, which is fine. So he moved 1, 2, 3. He's got, what, 7 movement points left? So, whoop. 6 left. All right. Found the Smuggler's Den. The Smuggler's Den, you can buy any color good from the Smuggler's Den. It does not come from the... Actually, it might come from the economy board. Let me double check that. Smuggler's Den. Demand, squander, trade. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they do still come from the board, but you can buy any color there. You do become an outlaw when you enter the planetary shield of an outlaw planet, and then the enforcer would come try to muck him up. So maybe he doesn't want to do that. He does want to get this exploration token though. So he's got 6 movement left. There's 1. See if he gets killed by asteroids. All right, so asteroid field, you roll a d20. 1 through 10, you take that much damage. He rolled a 10, which is the maximum amount of damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That fills up his entire ship with damage, which means it kills him. The Vagabond, not having the best go of it so far. Yeah, nah, he even if he had wanted to go in there, instead he crashed into an asteroid and said, "I'll just stay here and be dead." This seems to be the Vagabond's lot in life. Okay, so we come back to the blue player having a much better go of it than the red player so far. They've got cubes, but they don't have anywhere to sell the cubes currently. So the question is, do they go back and try to get these other 2 relics? I think they might, because I mean they're right there. Like you get them here and you trade them in here. So like, might as well do it while they're there for the taking. There's 2 more, and he's got room for 2. So, all right. So we rolled a 1, so we get 3 movement points. Seems like totally enough. 1, 2, 3. We're going to use his impulse to move 2 more for free. 1, 2, getting us to the scavenge spot. And we'll see if we can roll above 11 plus 2 times. First time we rolled a 10, which is precisely the wrong number. We forgot to refresh this last time. We are going to use his Easy Tiger to re-roll that. And roll a 3, which, like, admittedly is less, so we'll just take 3 damage. That's fine. We did buy armor plating specifically for the purpose. Oh, so we rolled a 10 that time. We're going to use his Enviro Shield to block 6 of that. We are still going to take 4 ice damage, though. This particular round of scavenging is going less well than the first one did. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we still got room for 2 relics, so like we might as well, right? All right, so we rolled a 9. Oh, dice. Dice, why must you betray me? So 9 more damage, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We covered up this other shield spot for some reason also. So we can't use our shield because it's currently disabled. Yeah, 9 is not what you want to roll. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So 1, 2. So we put a damage there, which disables this cargo pod and drops our 3 cargo cubes in this salvage space. Yeesh. All right, so this, we have 1 undamaged space left. So we can use our engines 1 more time, and it's going to get -4 to the roll because there's 4 damage on the engine. So And I also, our +2 mod got damaged. So we need to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to safely get back and melt all of our ice damage. So we need to roll a 9 or higher, basically. We rolled a 5. -4, that's 1. So they try to step on the gas and go, oh no! Then at the end of their turn, the ice expands to all adjacent spaces and kills them. So, rip the Lone Drifter. This game. Put our ice damage back here. So he's got a tier 2 ship. He's going to respawn with 2 damage. The original rules, you lost a turn when you died, which sucks. So thankfully they changed that rule. So he's going to have 2 damage somewhere. Presumably on his armor plating. Bought specifically for the purpose. Okay. The Enforcer still doesn't have anything to do, so the Vagabond is going to respawn. We rolled a 2. He respawns here again. Boink. And I guess he's going to try to explore down this way and, try to survive a turn. It's a crazy idea, I know, but eventually he's got to survive at least 1 turn, right? Yeah, so when you die, on your next turn, you roll a d20 and respawn at the numbered spawn point closest to what you roll. You drop all of your active missions. You drop all the cargo you were carrying. You lose any bounty you had. But basically, it just ends your turn, and you start with some damage. So, it's just a thing that happens. It slows you down. Which is big because it's a race game, right? But, it's not super punishing, which is nice because the entire game is dice. So when you're beholden to the dice, you don't really want to get crushed by them, All right, so he's moving down this way. 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3. There's only 1 star, so that's not going to happen again, at least. He is going to move here. There's an exploration token. Debris field, roll a d20. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you die. He rolled a 17. He's good. He found free energy. His energy's already max, so whatever. It is half a victory point, though. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draws us 3 missions. Got 4 movement points left. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. So this is Loth. Loth? I'm not sure. Which is the home of the Scoundrel. Boink. So now the Vagabond is going to control, or the red player is going to control the Scoundrel. And barring any other targets, the Enforcer is going to go try to kill the Scoundrel. And I think the Scoundrel targets the closest innocent ship, so non-outlaw ship. So he'll come try to kill this guy. If this guy's not here, he'll come try to kill the Enforcer because they spawned right next to each other. So, great. All right, so we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're talking. Nine. All right, so Lunari has showed up. We got 1 more movement point. You can buy purple goods there and sell blue goods. Loath, you can sell any type of good, but The trick with loathe is when you sell stuff, it is squandered because they're outlaws, so it doesn't refill the economy board. So it's a good way to like make a bunch of money, but also destroy the galactic economy, basically. He's going to move one more. Then he's going to use his impulse to go 1, 2, 3, pick up this exploration token, which has some ice damage on it. That's cool. Just what he was looking for. He does trade in 2 exploration tokens for $2,000. So he needs $1,000 more to get a better ship. So, oh, and also, oh, actually, tier 2 and 3 ships cost less at outlaw planets specifically, but they come with bounties on them. So he might try to go down to low than buy a cheap, better ship. He's got room for 3 cargo. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3. You can't roll less than a 3 on a die plus 2, so he just moves there. Then he's going to spend oh boy, $2,000 to buy 3. There's only okay. He's going to spend $1,000 to buy these 2 purple goods, since there aren't 3 there to buy. Then he needs to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He needs to roll a 6 or higher to get over there. He rolled a 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He found some more ice damage. Great. I mean, why not, right? But that's fine. So when you enter an outlaw planet, if you are not already an outlaw, you get a $1,000 bounty. Bounties, first off, mean that the enforcer is going to come attack you if you're nearby. Second off, it means other players can attack you without getting a bounty themselves. Excuse me. So, he is going to sell these 2 goods. It does not generate green goods. It is squandered. So he gets $2,000 and a victory point for selling everything that he could, and it being 2 or more. So he's got $5,000, which is tier 2 ships come with a -1 discount. So he's going to spend $4,000. Okay, he's going to end his turn. Before we buy his ship, I will be right back. Grab myself a drink here, and we will keep rolling. back to it here. So, the vagabond said he's going to fight the law and see if the law wins, I guess. He was, spoilers, he was planning to become an outlaw and try to kill everybody as much as possible. Because this guy looks like he's going merchants, so, you know. What's the fun in not trying to kill everybody, really, when you get right down to it? So, business phase. Recharge energy, repair damage. All this damage is going to go away anyway when he buys a new ship. It's going to come with a 1,000. Normally when you buy a new ship, you lose your bounty. Since we're buying a discounted one with a CD discount, it is going to come with a $1,000 bounty, which is good because if not, this enforcer would just come shoot him. So he's going to have $1,000 left over. He's going to get 1 victory point. And we're going to see what ship he wants to buy. Oh yeah, he's definitely going to take the Bitter Karma. Possibly my favorite ship in this game. Where is it? The Bitter Karma. I'll tell you why in a second. He's retiring the Cursed Vagabond. And maybe he's going to have better luck with the Bitter Karma here. Okay. Get rid of all of these. Don't need them. So the Bitter Karma has the Dimension number 10 ability. The flavor text says, Infinite Possibility Machine. When your ship respawns, you start with 0 damage and you choose your spawn point. And at the start of your turn, you may self-destruct your ship, respawn immediately, and continue your turn as normal. So he can just start anywhere on the map. So nothing wrong with that, especially if you, for example, are going to try to hunt down all the other ships at all times and just kill them repeatedly. You know, you can just start right next to them. All right, so he's got $1,000 more. He would like to buy some guns, maybe, but he can't really afford any guns that are worth having currently. So I think he's going to buy he's going to buy a shield, maybe. Just because he's going to have to explore some or something. He's going to buy a shield. He's going to say forget a shield. Yeah, the Dimension number 10, as far as I can tell, is basically the improbability drive. You just spawn somewhere in the galaxy. Oh yeah, this is refreshed also. Alright, so he's done. The Scoundrel is going to go. He is within one sector of an innocent ship, i.e. the Enforcer. So he moves some number of spaces. Oh, he moves 5 spaces towards... He moves 5 spaces towards the closest innocent ship, no matter how far away they are, I think. Oh, wait. It says Scoundrel can never target Enforcer. Otherwise, Scoundrel targets closest innocent ship. Ties are broken by a D20. Alright, so the only innocent ship currently is this guy, and he is in the I'm dead zone currently. So, he actually just hangs out here for the time being. And that is the end Our target, blah, blah, blah. Yep, okay. That's the end of this guy's turn. Oh yeah, we need to switch out our miniature also. Say goodbye to the vagabond. Say hello. Whoop. To the bitter karma. And he drew some missions during that turn also. So let's look at those real quick. All right. This one wants to go to Neo Damascus, which we haven't discovered yet, so that's out. This one wants to go to the player on your left, but you have to go to a lawful planet to pick something up first. And he's an outlaw, so now he cannot enter lawful planets unless he sneaks in. And this one wants you to go to the Expeditor Gate to pick someone up, which we've only discovered the Deltas Gate, so we're just going to discard those, not having found a useful one. Alright, so the Lone Drifter is going to respawn. You know what? I've also got the wrong miniature for this guy. That won't do. That will not do. Yeah, that is actually the Lone Drifter. So, he's going to respawn. Specifically, he's going to respawn on 19, which is right there. Look at that. It's almost as if the fates are calling him towards dying to try to pick up more relics again. But I mean, you know, might as well. I mean, you might as well. They're right there. They're right there. It's just, I'm bad at trying to push my luck in this game. I just die over and over and over again. That's kind of what the game is. Alright, so 8 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He picks up the stuff that he dropped when he died last time, which he may... I mean, yeah, he might as well pick him up. And we're just going to give it another shot, you know? Rolled a 14. Look at that. We're good players, y'all. We're good players. Rolled a 3. I mean, 3's not bad. Like, we could block some of it. We might just take 3 and call it a day. Because, like, we've got room for 2 on our armor, right? And then 3 goes there. And we'll try it again. This time we rolled a 14. We have successfully scavenged the relics. Look at that. Now he's going to bail the heck out of this cursed dead world. Rolled a 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to land on the kiln again. Whoop. He's going to draw 6 missions. And maybe find one he can do eventually. And he's going to sift these 2 relics. He needs 8 grand to buy a tier 3 ship. This one gives him 5 grand and an Enviro shield if he takes the money and stuff instead of points. So he's going to do that, and he's going to immediately sell the Enviro shield. Actually, is he going to sell the Enviro shield? Well, all right. So it gives him 5 grand and an Enviro shield. I mean, he's got room for another one, so might as well put it on there. So these go away. And he is going to end his turn there. And buy a tier 3 ship for 8 grand. And let me double check, because I'm pretty sure you don't sell your previous ship for a discount or anything. I'm like 99.9% sure, but I am going to double check. Blah, 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 blah. 4. Where is it? It's business phase. Buy new ship. The cost to do so. Yeah, okay. So he pays 8 grand straight up. Which gets him a point for upgrading to a tier 3 ship. He's going to heal all this damage. And he's got a plan to be a space merchant. That's his plan. It's not currently the best plan because there isn't like a super clear like trade route in evidence yet, but like, you know, I'm sure we'll find one. So he's going to buy the Manchester. The special power of the Manchester is hard bargaining. Drive up the price of your cargo. As an action, you can spend 3 energy and roll a d20. And the higher you roll, every cube you sell gives you more money, basically. So all this stuff is going to come off. To go onto his cool new ship. Alright, where's the Manchester here? There it is. Space trucking. Find the mini for that guy. Just saw it a second ago. Where is it? All right. So we're going to bid farewell to the lone drifter. That guy right there. And we're going to welcome in the Manchester. That guy right there. The tier 3 ships get significantly larger than the tier 1 ones that you start with also. Okay. He is in the kiln currently. Ditch all of those. Put all of our stuff back on here. Yeah, so he's got 1 grand left. So, does he want to buy? He could also sell. You can sell outfits for half their cost rounded up. So he could sell that free Enviro shield and have 2 grand. He might actually do that. So he's going to sell an Enviro shield, and his tier 1 shield to get 2 grand. He's going to spend 2 grand on this new better shield. And he's going to play a little bit of Tetris with it. Like so, I guess. Rolls a d8 instead of a d6. And he's got 1 more grand, which is going to buy him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to buy him some more armor. Because he's played this game before, and he knows that the other player is gunning for him. You know, eventually. Okay. So the bitter karma is going to go. Oh, hold on. He has to look at all these missions and see if there's anything he wants to keep first. Fly to Calicus. Pretty sure we haven't discovered Calicus yet. Fly to TK421. That doesn't exist yet. Do bad stuff. He doesn't want to do bad stuff, so he's not keeping any of these. Alright, so the bitter karma is going to self-destruct and respawn somewhere, which loses him his bounty. He's got 1 grand. Oh, the enforcer also is going to go. So he was here. Now the enforcer has targets. So he is going to move 6 spaces towards the target. The closest target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8, 9, 10. Alright, so the bitter karma is currently the closest target. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this planetary shield blocks line of sight, so he cannot currently shoot at the bitter karma. Which is nice for the bitter karma, because now the bitter karma is going to say, peace out, suckers. Activate his dimension number 10 and spawn somewhere else. I think his, maybe he just keeps flying around a little bit. Yeah, I think that's the move, because he's still got the blind jump thing. So he still can get free points by what am I trying to say? By getting exploration tokens. He's got half of one already. So he's gonna stay on that train for a minute and see how it works out for him. All right, 3 movement points, no problem. See if these asteroids kill him again. Rolled an 11. He's totally fine. So that's 1. That's 2. He has found a stranded captain in need. Which wants to go to Farron's Call. So it wants to go right there. I mean, that's pretty close. Yeah, he'll keep that one. Because he's literally right next door to it. So what could possibly go wrong? He certainly isn't worried about getting sucked into the middle of a black hole or anything. So he's got 1 more movement point. He's going to move there. And he is going to discover the Brink anomaly, which will suck you down into this nebula. There's a tiny little planet here. It's just hard to get into. So he's going to move again. 6 movement points. So that's 1. We roll a d6. 2. 1, 2. So he's got 5 more movement points. 1, 2. Neo Damascus. Oh, you know what? The third NPC definitely should have come onto the board already. I forgot their spawn. I forgot how they spawn, so we'll spawn them right now. Neo Damascus. Yep. Okay, so this guy spawns. We'll talk about him in a minute. So that was 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Ice damage. Great. Cool. 5, 6. 6. He rolled an 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He rolled a 1. Whoop. He did not get sucked into the middle of a black hole, which is nice. Looked like he might have. He does have 2 exploration tokens. He's going to trade those in for $2,000. And he's going to move again. Actually, he's going to use his impulse. So you only reroll for these anomaly, whatever you would call them, movement things. Can't think of the word. If you move on to a new one, so like he can move around on this orange one that he's on now, and not have to reroll. So he's going to move there. Get a free energy, trade these in, get $2,000. And then come here, which lets him drop off this Captain in Need, which gets him a point and $1,000. And then he has to roll a d12, see if he gets sucked into the middle of a black hole. 2, 3, 4, 5. He did not get sucked into the middle of a black hole, which is nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can buy, thanks to the CD discount, he can buy a tier 3 ship on the Smuggler's Den for 6,000 instead of 8,000, which happens to be exactly how much money he's got. So he's just going to go in there. Yep. Where's my die? There it is. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boink. So that gets him a $1,000 bounty, which is fine because he loses it when he destroys himself and respawns. He's going to spend 6 Rand to buy a new ship. It's going to come with a $2,000 bounty. Again, doesn't matter at all because he's going to kill himself. All right. Say bye to the bitter karma. And he had a plan. What was the plan? It's a minor action. Spend 200 to place a ship adjacent to another ship. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So he's going to take the Cold Phoenix with the Termination Helix special power. And that special power says, As a minor action, spend 2 energy to place yourself adjacent to another ship in your sector. So, he's just going to go try to murder fools now. He's going to have to save up some money to buy, like, guns. Because he doesn't have any currently. Which is not the best when you're trying to kill people. But, you know, he's working his way up. He did get a point for that, pulling red into the lead for the first time. Red is currently a humble skipper, while blue is still a rubbish runner. And we get a new ship miniature. That's what I was trying to say. Which one is the Cold Phoenix? Come on, Cold Phoenix, where you at? Hey, there it is. Cold Phoenix looks cool. So, that's the Cold Phoenix. It looks like a ship that would be out there trying to murder fools. And so it shall be. He gets some missions. Let's see what any of them are. Damage token. Pick up contraband in the Burning Horse. And take it to Neo Damascus. That's a long way away, though. Or fly up to the player on your right. Try to steal stuff from them. I don't think any of these matter that much. For the time being. So, the scoundrel is going to go. The scoundrel moves 5 spaces towards the nearest innocent ship, which currently is the merchant, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it doesn't target the space cops. The merchant has a 5-planet trading route, and when the second one of those came out, he should have spawned on the board, but I forgot to do it. But he just moves along his trading route, and you put money on here every time he reaches a new planet on there, and if you kill him, you get points, and you get all the money on there. So, that's kind of what he's got going on. So he is on Neo Damascus currently. Lunari is the next space on his route, right next door. So he is going to move 8 spaces towards this spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically, they ignore all the stuff on the board, but they will avoid going through like asteroids and stuff if they can. But none of the stuff on the board affects them, basically. Alright, so the Manchester is going to go now, the blue player. And a bunch of stuff has come out on the board. So he's got stuff he wants to do. Currently he has no money, which, that's an issue. But he's got 2 orange goods, so he can come here and sell those 2 for $2,000 and a point, and then buy all 5 of these blue goods and come here and sell them. So that's kind of what he's looking to do in the immediate future. So step 1 is try to do that. He's got 10 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 more movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boink. He's going to use his impulse to come here. Then he's going to spend 3 energy boop, 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 to activate hard bargaining. So we roll a d20. We rolled a 4, which is bad. But I get an extra $1,000 per every 2 cubes that I sell. So now I'm going to sell these 2 orange goods for $3,000. And a victory point. And that is going to create 1 new blue cube. There's room for 6 of each of these on the board. Oh, speaking of which, purple is in demand currently. And he's got the power of, after you take the sell action, move up to 3 spaces. So he's going to move here to the buy space. And then he's going to buy all 6 of those blue cubes for $3,000. And they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, filling his hold. And after taking the buy action, move up to 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. Then he's going to move 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3. See if we can't take a shortcut here. Oh, this is going to work out poorly. But that's fine. Okay, so we discovered an ice asteroid. He's got 6 more movement when we get done resolving this. So, an ice comet shows up here. It's got a movement path. When you enter that movement path, you roll a d6, and the ice comet moves that many spaces along its path. And if it hits you, you die. There's also ice asteroid spaces. When you move into one of those, it's just like a regular asteroid space, i.e. you roll a d20. 1 through 10, you take ice damage. So, so he's got, what did I say? 6 more movement points. So that's 1. He takes 1 ice damage. But we're going to block that ice damage. Yep. We roll a d8, but you can't roll less than a 1, so there you go. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to take his final movement action to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And be sad because he rolled not enough to get in there. Wink wonk. So his next turn is going to be pretty baller though. The enforcer is going to move. Hey, it's right next to the scoundrel. So where's the enforcer's card? The enforcer moves up to 6 spaces towards the target, or until it is 2 to 6 spaces away if targeting a ship. If the enforcer ends movement within 2 to 6 spaces of the target ship and has clear line of sight, it attacks with a D8 missile. Alright, so it needs to be at least that far away. And then it's going to shoot a D8 missile at this guy. Yep, so the scoundrel's going to take D8 damage. But the scoundrel defends with a D6 shield. So, 1, 1. It bounces off the shield. Wink wonk. So, that's the enforcer done. And onward to the red player. So the red player needs to make, let me see. 1, 2, 3. I gotta try to Tetris these guns in here, because his ship is like wonky with its shape, basically. Oof. Yeah. Well, anyway, he needs to make like probably $6,000 to get tooled up with weapons before he can really start enacting his fiendish plans. So, what's a good way to get $6,000? He can spawn anywhere. Yeah, I think he's going to spawn here, and he's going to try to salvage. Because, you know, hey, if he rolls well, oh, this guy also, all this stuff happened. Is he going to go there? Or, alternately, you know what? He's just going to keep exploring. It's been working out alright for him so far. And it's kind of what he does. And he doesn't really care about damage as long as he doesn't die. He really doesn't care about dying also, because he just respawns with no damage on him. So, he's just living footloose and fancy free at this point. 6 movement points. So that's 1. And he has found a nebula. So that's 2. Try to pick up this exploration token. Roll a d20, see if he loses energy. 8. Oof. He loses 8 energy. That's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down to 6. And picks up this thing, which gives him 5 more movement points. I don't remember how many movement points he had. I think he had like 7-ish. So we're just going to say he has 10 more, because I honestly don't remember what I rolled. So 1, 2, so that's 1. 2. He doesn't lose any more energy. 3, picks up another one of these. Gives him a free orange cargo cube. 7 more movement. He trades these 2 in for $2,000. 1, 2, draw some missions. 3. Hey, he found another gate. 4, 5 for a victory point. Being the first person to use a gate. 6, 7. All right. We hit another yellow space, so another title is going to come out at the end of the turn. Eventually, maybe someone will be able to claim one of those. Who do you guys think's in the lead right now? I don't know. I think it's going to depend on how well red can... Oh, wait, I moved the wrong one. It's going to depend on how well red's going to be able to actually kill people. But we'll find out together. He's going to move again. For 7. 1, 2. 3, 4. Oh, this bounty went away also. 5, 6, 7. He'll use his impulse to go 1, 2, 3. Get a free blue cube. Actually, he's going to go right there. He is going to buy 4 pink cubes. And now he wants to get here to sell all of his stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oof. Hold on. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so theoretically he could get there this turn. But we're going to have to roll high for it. So, one more move. 11, I think, is just enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Getting him a $1,000 bounty. Then, he's going to squander 6 cubes. So it doesn't produce anything else here. But it does get him $6,000. And a victory point. Flipping up another event. And I think that's going to be it for him. That turn went pretty well. So, he's going to rearm all his stuff. Recharge his energy. And he's got money to get tooled up now. So let's play a little bit of Tetris here. This missile takes up a lot of space. So we may or may not be buying that. See how this other stuff fits in here. So that doesn't leave him literally any engines, right? But I don't honestly know if he cares, because all he wants to do is respawn next to people and kill them. And he can spend energy as a minor action to show up adjacent to another ship in his sector, which is like, you know, I don't know if no engines is good, though. He's probably still going to want to move at least a little bit, right? So maybe we do this instead. Which costs him 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He sells this stuff for $2,000. Which leaves him $1,000 left over. And $1,000 gets him what? Some armor, maybe? He'll probably want some armor. So he'll spend $1,000 to buy some armor. And I think the Cold Phoenix is in full-on murder mode. So let's see if he got any missions to go kill somebody, maybe. Assassin missions. All right. I mean, you couldn't ask for better missions than this. Yeah. This mission is kill the player on your right and deliver their corpse to Loathe. So, like, you get $6,000 if you do it, and a point. So It's going to be hard to kill him, though. He's got infinite armor, though. But that's, oh, you know what? Nah, forget armor. I forgot that what we need to buy, actually, is shield piercers, because when you activate a weapon with a shield piercer on it, it subtracts 4 from a from the attack, from the shield roll. There we go. Ooh. Let me actually figure out the rules for missiles, because I don't know if it's going to make sense to have missiles and blasters, especially when we've only got a tiny little engine. Where is the part about combat? Come on. Come on. Did I miss it? Okay, hold on. Okay, blasters. You have to be next to somebody to use blasters. You have to be at a range of 2 to 6 to fire missiles at somebody. All right. All right. Okay. So it might be better, instead of buying this missile, to buy a smaller blaster instead, which leaves us another $1,000 for another shield piercer. Just see how this goes. Because that's minus 12 to a shield roll. So, like, that's going to put in work. Alright, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so the scoundrel moves 5 spaces towards towards this guy. 1, 2, 3. Hey, he got there. He attacks with a D8 blaster and then moves 8 spaces back towards Loathe. So, D8. He rolled a 7. The Manchester is going to activate their shields and roll 3d8 to block that. 8, 6, 3. Blocks all the damage. And then we can pay 3 energy to rearm these tokens after combat. So we're not like short actions next round. Then this guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easy enough. All right. Oh, and the merchant is moving towards Lunari. They move 8 spaces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've made it there. They place $1,000 on here. The next space is Kemplar 2, so that's what they're going to do next. All right, so back to the Manchester. The Manchester was very sad last turn that they did not get to where they were trying to go. So they're going to use this impulse. Oh, speaking of also, there's a bunch of demand now since the Cold Phoenix threw a bunch of goods into the sun, basically. Also, we get a new what am I trying to say? A new title, Gambler. To claim this title, successfully salvage 7 times in 1 turn. Salvage is roll a die. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you die. And loyalty is in play. Immediately upon drawing, roll a d20. We rolled a 13. All neutral planets are now considered lawful planets. So any of these green outlined planets that didn't used to care if you were an outlaw, now you can't go in there if you're an outlaw. So, right. So first off, the Manchester is going to use an impulse to come here and sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Before they do that, they're going to spend 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. Roll a d20. They rolled a 3. They're going to spend 1 energy to reroll that. Rolled a 6. A 6 says plus $1,000 for every 2 cubes you sell. So this is 7, 8, 9, 10 grand. Not a bad haul. We also get 1 grand for there being demand for purple cubes, and we create 6 purple cubes. Two, 4, 6. And after selling, we can move up to 3 spaces. So we're going to move here to the buy space. Where do you sell purple cubes? I guess that's the real question. Does the tile that buys purple cubes actually exist on the board currently? I don't think it actually does, which is a shame. So we sold cubes that satisfied a demand. So we're going to move 6 spaces instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to move. Where's my D8 or D12 rather? We're going to move 12 spaces. Whoop. We're going to spend 3 grand. Buying these 5 orange cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after taking the buy action, we can move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. So we need to get over here to sell those orange ones, which will satisfy another demand. So, that's nice. He's moving. He's moving again. 12 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we roll a D12. Move 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I believe we had 6 more movement left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw some missions while we do all that. Okay. Then we're going to move our final time for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Literally 1 space short. But that's fine. He's going to spend 5 grand to buy a victory point. Also, I forgot to give him his victory point for selling his goods. And I think that's it for our boy, the Manchester. So the Enforcer is now going to target the closest outlaw ship. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to come to within 2 spaces of this guy and shoot at him. What's he roll? A D8. 8. 8 damage. Coming in hot. Oh, but actually, Cold Phoenix doesn't care at all, because it doesn't kill him, and he's going to respawn. So, whatever. I'm not even going to pull it out. Because now it's Cold Phoenix's turn. And he's going to respawn right here. And he is going to spend 2 energy to appear right here. Losing that bounty. Actually. Oh yeah, this all happened also. I mean, I kind of feel like actually he should try to kill the Manchester, because that's 4 points if he can kill him. The trick is the Manchester has 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 damage, or 22 hit points, which is quite a bit of hit points. But I can attack him for, theoretically, 24, 32. I could attack him for, I could hit him for 40 damage if I rolled well. I mean, he can roll 3d8 for blocking, which is a shame. I think we're just going to try to kill these NPCs right now. So first off, we're going to use our 2 basilisk blasters on the enforcer here. The enforcer has a D8 shield, but we're at -8, so his shield is negated. And we need to do 12 damage to him. So we're rolling 2 D12, and we just need average rolls. 7. Ooh, 7 and 1. So that does 8 damage. 8 is not enough. So that's a shame. Eight damage on him. Like what he really wants to do is satisfy this destroyer by killing 2 guys in 1 turn, which is looking trickier. Every second that we go here. But you know what? He's going to use his impulse. And he's going to swing down here and try and shoot at the scoundrel also. Scoundrel has a D6 shield. So the D6 shield is going to block 2 damage. And we are going to do 9 damage. So 7 damage total. We're using the blue ones as 5s, because that softens both of them up. And hopefully we can do this destroyer on the next turn, because that's 3 points. And it lets you re-roll one of your attack dice. So like that's kind of what he's going for. Like that softens both of them up enough that he should probably be able to take him out next turn. And that's all his stuff. And again, he like literally doesn't care if he dies, especially if it's to NPCs. So that's fine. Then the scoundrel activates. He was attacked. He is sitting literally right next to the guy that attacked him. So he's gonna blast back. And then he would run away to Loth, but like we're already on Loth. We're doing the stuff in his hometown here. Oh, also this guy. He starts with 2 grand on there, so when you kill him, you get a bounty. I've got a bounty also now for attacking the Enforcer. Okay, so he's going to shoot a D8 blaster. Oh boy. Throw it on the ground here. Four damage coming in. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. The merchant is going to move towards Doravin 5. Is that right? Where the heck's Doravin 5? Doravin 5 doesn't currently exist. So it's going to move towards Azure down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easy enough. The Manchester is going to go now. Also, I forgot to look at his 7 million missions. Cargo. Pick up cargo cubes of specific colors and deliver them to Calicus. Haven't discovered Calicus yet. Done. Okay, so first off, he's going to use his impulse and move here to sell these 5 orange goods for a total of 6,000 bucks. Satisfying this demand. Creating 5 blue cubes. Yeah, I think the merchant might be pulling out ahead here because he's about to, oh yeah, he gets a point for that. He's about to put in some work here. So he moves over here and he's going to spend 5,000 bucks, or sorry, 3,000 bucks. Uh, 2,000 bucks to buy 4 blue cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you buy 2 for 1,000. So buying 1 for 1,000 and selling it for 1,000 doesn't get you anything. So he's just going to buy the 4. And he bought, so he's going to move 3. Then he's going to use his big old engine to move 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Whoop, hold on. 1, 2. See if we take ice damage. Take 3 ice damage. That's fine. That's why we bought all this armor. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Activate his engine again. Move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Activate his engine again, since I guess he left the parking brake on. Move 11 this time. That's cool. Whoop. Sell these 4 blue cubes for 4,000 bucks. And a victory point. Flipping up another title, which we will reveal at the end of the turn. And I guess he's going to go... So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. He's going to go there and call it a day. So, during the business phase, he's going to spend 10 grand to buy 2 victory points. 1, 2. Flipping up another event. And he's going to buy more armor for his last $1,000. Having noticed that the other guy bought all the guns in the world. And I think that's going to do it for him. Nothing else he needs to do or anything. So the Enforcer is going to go now. The Enforcer is within range of this guy, so he's going to shoot a D8 missile at him. No ship. Yep, so he's just going to shoot a missile at him and then hang out. D8. 4 damage coming in. Cold Phoenix says, I care not about your damage. All right. So, over to the Cold Phoenix now. Oh, also, we get all types of stuff popping up here. We get an event, Change of Heart. While this card is in play, the Scoundrel NPC works exactly as written, except it targets the player with the lowest points who hasn't been given a gift yet. Instead of attacking, the Scoundrel gives 2 random cargo cubes to the target. So, the Scoundrel becomes nice. It goes away if the Scoundrel is destroyed, so spoilers, we're about to kill him. Most Wanted. You get a point for having a bounty of 5,000 or higher. All right. Well, we're going to get a bounty. So the issue with that is this guy loses his bounty every time he respawns. Speaking of which, he's going to respawn. Yeah, the Manchester is stacked at the moment. Like, he decided what he was going to do, and he's just doing the heck out of it, basically. But, you know, it's what you do. So the Cold Phoenix is going to respawn here. He's going to spend 2 energy to respawn adjacent to the Enforcer. And we're going to see if we can't fulfill this Destroyer goal. And get a whole bunch of points this round, because blue is kind of running away with it. They're up to 11 points. And like the issue for them is that the stuff that they were buying is now sold out. So like they need to refill the market to run that loop again, which they might be able to do. But yeah, set up an armored space car and just barrel through everything. They're kind of unkillable. They got a lot of armor on that thing. So the Cold Phoenix is looking for easier targets. So step 1 is they're going to fire 2d12 at the Enforcer. The Enforcer, that negates their shield, because they've got -8 on their shield piercers. And they need, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 4 more damage on them. So there we go. There's 5. Alright, so the enforcer is killed. We get a bounty of $2,000. And we get 2 victory points. Now we're going to use our impulse to come over here and see if we can't do the same thing to the scoundrel. We only need 3 damage on him. His shield blocks 2 damage. So we're rolling 2d8. 6, 6, 12. We killed him. There we go. We get 2 grand. We get 1 point. The scoundrel's change of heart was short-lived indeed. He has gone back to his scoundrelly ways once we rolled up and killed him. And that is going to let us claim the destroyer at the end of our turn. And, I mean, that's all the things we can do. Except for... I mean, I could sell my engine and just buy another gun. Because I've got 2 grand. That would be 3. A gun costs 2, and I could buy 1 more shield piercer. I don't know if that's worth it, though. But I am definitely going to spend 1 grand on another shield piercer to max out my... All 4 of my attacks are now shield piercing. And that's going to be it for him. Yeah, we've kind of gone to the extremes of the 2 ways you can go in this game. So we claim the destroyer for having killed 2 ships during 1 turn. So now, first off, we are referred to as the destroyer, because that's cool. Second off, immediately after rolling an attack, we can re-roll 1 of our dice. So... Right, so, first off, at the end of his turn, we get another event and another title. The event is the Galactic Jubilee. While this card is in play, players may travel to the kiln and receive credits according to their current position on the fame track. First place gets 1,000, second place gets 2,000. Huh, alright. Benefactor. After completing a lawful mission, give the entire reward to a player with less points than you and get 2 points. Huh. I don't know about any of those. All right, so... All right, so... Yeah. Oh, I need to do the NPCs here. The scoundrel respawns on Loathe. I don't think he keeps a memory of who killed him. Like he's fresh now. That's what we're going to say anyway. Just for ease of not having to look stuff up. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get $1,000 on there. The scoundrel is going to move, where is it? 5 spaces towards the closest innocent ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And before we put this puppy to bed, I'm gonna grab myself another drink. I'll be right back. All right, back in action. Delicious seltzer water in hand. So, it's the Manchester's turn. And I think the Destroyer wins next turn, if he rolls well enough. Because he can just try to roll up and kill the Enforcer, which gives him 2 points. So, Manchester's going to take a gamble, risk it all, see if he can't score a bunch of points here. So, because this gambler title is out here, if he can come here and salvage 7 times without dying, then that'll score him 2 points and get him 7 Um, what am I trying to say? It'll also get him 7 purple cubes, and then he can come here, sell those 7 purple cubes, and theoretically get enough victory points to win. But that's a lot of rolling and not dying. So let's see how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I think it all comes down to this. He's dead. Oh, perfect. That is perfect. Oh, I love it. Well, I mean, he took his shot. But the dice gods were not in his favor on that one. First shot, just instantly. All right, so the enforcer shows back up, and moves 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to shoot at the enforcer. With a D8. Nope. Yeah, with a D8. And the enforcer's going to block with a D6. Enforcer takes 1 damage. The scoundrel takes 1 damage. That's what I meant. All right. That was such a choice way for that gamble to go. Can't get over that. Rolled a 2 on the first shot. Right. So the destroyer is going to go. He's going to respawn. He's going to respawn here specifically. He's going to use his impulse to come here. And he's going to unload all of his barrels on the enforcer. So that's going to be 2d12 and 2d8. And he needs to roll 12 damage to win the game. There we go. 17, 27. So, kills the enforcer, gets 2 points, hits 15 points. So, yeah, there we go. Murdering wins, as it turns out. You love to see it. Yeah, so unfortunately the easy tiger's ability cannot save you from dying. So if a die roll kills you, it's too late to re-roll it. But yeah, I mean, if he had gotten that gambler, that would have got him. So he would have got a bunch of cubes. He comes here and sells the cubes for $7,000, right? Which is a point. Then buys a point for $5,000, and then at the end of the turn claims this gambler for 2 more points. So that wins it for him if he pulls it off. But as it turns out, being a gambler was not in the cards for our good friend, the Manchester. He was a little too slow. A little too slow. All right, so that is Zaya. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Any questions about it or anything, or what'd you think? Look fun? Look like something you want to play? Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, you got to be in for a long game if you're playing a multiplayer. I think it's best with 4, but it's just long, you know. Yeah. So Philbo, welcome in. First off, But solo, like, this is usually about how long it takes, 3-ish hours for a 2-player solo game. I've played it 4 players, and it just takes twice as long, basically. But, if you're just setting it up to roll dice and mess around for an afternoon, I don't think there's anything wrong with a longer game. But yeah, playing a 4-player game, like, there's more stuff going on the board. There's more targets for you if you're going, if you're trying to shoot people, etc., etc. But it just takes a long time for your turn to come back around, So that's the main issue there. But again, it's not a super. It's a dice fest, So it's the kind of thing where you hang out with your friends for an afternoon and roll dice for 5 hours or so, and try to kill each other in space. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's really fun. But you've got to be, you know what you're getting into with it. I like this kind of game, and this one specifically has a lot of fun stuff. Like the minis are real nice. I like the way the board develops and stuff. I did kind of stop exploring in this one once I hit like the limits of the camera space, but there were 8 more tiles that we could have added. So we could have explored a little bit more. But yeah, it's basically be a jerk to each other in space, and laugh at each other, rolling a 2 and dying instantly in the haunted debris field or whatever. Yeah, so I'm playing with the Embers of a Forsaken Star expansion, which starts with this tile in the middle, and then 1 tile per player around it. So the Kiln space station starts in the middle. I forget what the setup was in the original base game. I think you just dealt some random ones in the middle. But yeah, after that, it's just when you explore off the edge, you just pull one and find whatever you find. So we did have the classic move of someone flying into the middle of a star in this game, which was nice. So yeah, I do think the expansion is kind of necessary in this game. It fixes a couple of sort of balance issues with the base game. But the expansion is really nice. Mainly in the base game, like if 2 planets showed up, the base game didn't have this economy board basically. So if 2 planets showed up right next to each other, where you could buy goods here and sell goods here, whoever does that first and fastest just wins the game, because there's not a limited amount of cubes you can buy, so you can just do that every turn over and over and over again, and there's no way to outpace it, So the expansion fixed that, and also added a bunch of cool new stuff. And I would love another expansion for this. Just, more tiles, more weird stuff. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a fun game. Yeah, I've heard it's similar to Merchants and Marauders, but I've never played that. So, and I think I might call it there. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to play another shorter game. I would have to put all this up. But I could set up a game of Dungeon Quest if you guys want to watch. It's another game of getting brutally destroyed by dice. But that's much more on the 30-minute end of things rather than the 3-hour end of things. But if you guys want to hang out, I might be up for it. So the next stream, I'm thinking Mondays I'm going to play Marvel Champions, just because it's probably my favorite solo game. And then next Wednesday, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. But I was thinking maybe a couple of kind of shorter Euros, like Glass Road is really fun solo. So maybe a game or two of that. Maybe some Calico or something. I don't know. But if there's a... Right. Yeah. Yeah, the rules are pretty straightforward once you kind of know what you're doing in Marvel Champions. But it's probably it is probably a little inscrutable if you've never played it or anything. But yeah, I might yeah, I might call it there for tonight. But thanks a lot for hanging out, you guys. Philbo, hope to see you back. And Sewer Dog, thanks for the support. Thanks for showing up, man. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are having fun. And I will catch you guys next time.